But your point about Dombrowski, Eric, and I don't know what will come of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that will hurt the situation any. Although,
well, it would help. I have to think Dave Dombrowski being in Toronto would give them a much better option. I like Dave. I know Dave. I've obviously followed his career very closely. He's had success everywhere he's been. I mean, he's
a real baseball guy.
Well, he's a great baseball guy. When he went to the Tigers, this was a team that was a laughing stock just a few years before, losing 100 games a year. They were very irrelevant. He goes to Detroit. He wins 4 straight divisions, goes to the World Series twice, and this will be the first year Detroit misses the playoffs with him there, and he's let go a few months before the season because now Mike Ilitch, as you know, Billy's very loyal, but I guess there were reports that he was looking for another job, and Mike said, we're letting him go so he can pursue what he's looking for. So there were already rumblings he was looking to get out. It's an interesting...
He wanted a change, I think.
Right.
If you know Ilitch, and he's a wonderful man.
Yeah.
Very family. Look at Jimmy Devellano. He's kept Jimmy Devellano there for 40 years.
Yeah.
And
that's loyalty, and that's good karma.
Yeah. And so he obviously was ready to keep Dombrowski there until he was tired of being there.
That's right.
And Dombrowski probably knew Mr. Ilitch as well as anybody and said, you know what, Mr. Ilitch, I'd like to look at another challenge. And Mike Ilitch would say, well, you don't want to be here? I can't convince you to stay. No, I'd like to look elsewhere. So, well, where you go? And I mean, it can be construed as thrown out the door. It can be construed as a guy who's no longer part of the family, and we don't want him. But whatever way they construe it, the fact is he's got a track record that is very, very strong.
Well, it's about as good as it gets at baseball. He's had success everywhere.
Well, you know what is most successful?
I think he's one of those guys that the trade respects him. Agents respect him, players respect him, and he's a straightforward guy and very respectful, and that's what makes these guys legends, and that's what gives these guys huge legacy in what they do. I think Gillick was the same way.
Oh no,
yeah.
Gillick was genius. He was a Mets.
I think he did a great job here with the Blue Jays, and he's just a great guy. I got a chance to meet him because the food industry made him Man of the Year at one of the dinners, and happened to be there. And I got when he left the Blue Jays, and I got a big picture with him, and he's just a great guy. I don't get starstruck, but I was very starstruck by him. So guys, those kind of guys, they really do a very
they know how to treat people, Frank. And you know the one thing, and I stand corrected on this. But I stand to be corrected on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm very close to being right. One Alex Anthopoulos got his start in baseball with none other than Dave Dombrowski.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So it's no big secret. I thought I'd read that.
You did, yeah. And that's another reason why he's being tied to Toronto right now, because we know Beeston's gone, right? And Dombrowski actually interviewed for the Jays GM job when J.P. Ricciardi got it.
Yeah.
So Dombrowski's applied a couple times to come to Toronto.
Godfrey was the guy that was doing the interviewing.
That's right. Correct.
Who's doing the interviewing?
Paul Godfrey.
How you could take Dombrowski or take Ricciardi ahead of Dombrowski tells me a lot about what you know about baseball.
You know what? We can talk about that all day, but it is what it is, and I'm sure that it's not going to be the same as that was before.
No, I think that the Blue Jays won after Dan Duquette last off season. That fell through. They've been trying to get a big name in there to replace Beeston. So I know if Dombrowski's interested, you'd have to figure the job is his. Wouldn't you say, Bill?
Yeah, well,
I'd say Dombrowski is going to come here.
Okay.
He was interviewed twice, and for whatever reason, whatever logic, he didn't get the job. I think now he's got no obstacles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Frank, as Eric pointed out, he's got a magnificent track record.
Yeah.
He's got a great resume. His resume speaks for itself. There's no bullshit there.
Yeah, he's not that old. I would like to think that he's got a job in his pocket.
I would bet that he's coming to Toronto.
Yeah.
And I'm usually never wrong when I say stuff. I've heard rumbling. I think he's coming to Toronto.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Frank. I think the reason why he's looking, and I think, as Bill said, if
the opportunity's here for him now. Sometimes things don't line up properly. Sorry to interrupt you, Eric. I've heard from some reliable sources that he's coming. I'm pretty sure it's a good bet.
I hope you're right.